Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
I push my kids away. I don't want their love.
How can any mother
You tell them, don't kiss me, don't touch me.
treat her children this way?
Why are you allowing this?
Moms in over their heads.
So you've got 8 kids, complete chaos. Your sex life is non-existent, and she's going to take a scantily clad photo shoot with a guy she knows on Facebook. Gee, what could go wrong with this? Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, 3, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phil. How you doing? Hello. How you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you know, I have always said that raising kids is the toughest job out there, and I didn't find anybody to argue with me. If you've ever had a doubt, today's show is going to convince you for sure. Now, Debbie is a mother of 4 beautiful children. She says that everything was okay when she only had 2 kids. But then when that number doubled to 4, she says she just got overwhelmed and checked out. Now, her husband says every time the kids try to kiss their mom, she tells them to, no, get away from me. Take a look.
My name is Deborah. I would be happier if I didn't have my poor kids. The kids fight with each other all the time. When I stop them from fighting, it's a battle.
Get in. Sit.
I raise my voice,
Getting in.
scream, yell,
Sit.
spank. I spanked one child several times in a row, and I bruised my hand and also broke a blood vessel in my hand, so I knew it had gone too far.
She calls me up to tell me the kids are yelling, the kids are screaming, the kids are in trouble. She puts the kids on the phone so I can tell each one of them they need to calm down.
I push my kids away. I don't want their love.
My bond with the kids is different. Can I take a nap? I'm the one holding their hands. I'm the one cradling them.
After I found out I was pregnant with a 3rd child, I didn't want to be pregnant again. Having a 4th one, and we had 3 in diapers, and it was crazy, and I didn't want to be a mom anymore.
The day before she gave birth, she told me how she didn't want a baby.
I've mentioned putting up all of them for adoption. I don't love them. I don't love my kids as much as I should.
She's told me that she could walk away from this at any time and she wouldn't even look back.
When they come to me and just want a hug, it's like, just back off. Don't touch me.
Okay, now, you know that right now, everybody in America is going, oh my God, how can a mother say that about her own children, right? So you know right now you're being hugely judged for what you've said.
Yes.
Okay, just saying that to make you feel better. Really, I'm pointing this out because that's the normal reaction, but I want you to know a few things. First off, I'm not here to throw you under the bus. You didn't come here to get thrown under the bus. You came here to get some help.
Correct.
Okay? And so when I look at everything involved here, I don't ask myself why you feel the way you do. I ask myself why not. I may be the only person that gets it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think's going on. I'm going to tell you what I think needs to happen to fix it. I'm going to tell you what I think you need to do individually and as a couple to make this family have a chance of working. Okay?
Yes.
So please be honest. Don't worry about me judging you because that is not going to happen. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay. This is off in the ditch, right?
Yes.
And it's something has scared you to the point that you've said, I'm going to ask for some help here. I got to do something. Something has moved you from just inertia and suffering to finally doing something. And I don't know what it is. I'm asking you. Maybe you don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Well, at one point you said, I'm tired of beating them. You said, I have spanked to the point that I've broken a blood vessel in my hand and bruised my hand. I have hit these kids so much.
Correct.
Okay, does that scare you?
It scares me very much.
Intellectually, do you know that beating these children is not an answer?
Correct.
And beating is your word, not mine. Do you think that it's gotten to the point of being abusive?
I try not to spank anymore because I think it could be abusive, yes.
I can understand sometimes where mentally, emotionally, psychologically, one parent, husband or wife, either one, mother or father, can spin out of control. But for two people to buy into the same lack of logic, the same irrationality, to allow abuse of children to go on inside the home, that I don't get. I don't get how you can get up and go to work every day, how you can go to bed every night knowing that the situation is such that there is a person, in this case, your wife and their mother, but whoever it is, in the house abusing these children. I'm asking you to tell me how you're making this okay in your head. Why are you allowing this?
I'm really not making it okay. I know I need to provide for my family. My only option is to quit my job and go to work somewhere else.
Well, that may be your only option, and it may not. But allowing these children to continue to be the subject of this kind of abuse is not an option. You've got to be the one that stands in the gap and protects these children. And you get what's wrong, correct? You say there's extreme spanking, that you've been cussing at the kids, that you push them away, that you tell them, don't kiss me, don't touch me, I don't want any part of your life.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So in addition to getting physically beaten, they're getting rejected from their mother.
Yes.
Dad, I don't know, maybe you've never seen it in this sharp a relief.
We talked about divorce. I don't want a divorce. I love my wife. I know my wife loves my kids. And I don't want to take my wife from my kids. We've had counseling. And the counselor that we saw, let's just get you on medication. And I told Debbie then, drugs aren't the answer. If you still have a problem, drugs aren't the answer. So we just stopped the therapy right there.
So you basically then did nothing.
Correct.
We have to agree, this is not okay. This cannot continue, not another day, not another minute. The sun cannot set on this house again with this same dynamic going in control. I have to speak for the children. You cannot leave children in this kind of situation. And I can't live with your passivity in this. You don't like medication, so you just do nothing?
But I don't want to mask it.
Right now, I'm not talking about you. I'm going to get to you in the next segment. Right now, I don't give a damn what you want. What I want are these children protected. It doesn't matter whether you want to mask it or whether you don't, whether you like medication or whether you don't. If you don't like that, then don't do that, but do something. You don't just do nothing and continue to let these children be grist for the mill. That cannot continue. But I'm going to tell you what you can do instead of that. All right, we got to take a break. Debbie says that she's had some dark moments in her past, some that her husband doesn't even know about, but I do. We're going to talk about those traumatic events when we come back.
I was going to counseling with someone that I thought was strong, someone I could trust. When I was down and vulnerable, he took advantage of me. There's something going on for me not to love my kids. I want to get away from my kids when they're clingy. They come home and they want to love me. I don't want that.
I don't want to say that Debbie is superficial, but with our family, it does seem so. When we drive to her parents' house, all of a sudden, a new attitude takes over. She's loving, she's holding my hand. When we walk in the house, she hugs me. But that's all in front of her family. That's not out in public. That's not for others to see. It's not at home. We don't have that.
Well, that was Chuck, and he was talking about how his wife, Debbie, only shows their kids any affection if someone else, someone of importance, is looking on. Now, other times, she has thought of putting them up for adoption. Now, there is a reason why Debbie says she can't stand when her kids and her husband try to hug or touch her. Take a look.
I was touched inappropriately several times. The first incident was when I was 6 or 7. It was the neighbor kids, and I approached my dad with it, and he took care of it. Basically, they couldn't be in our yard anymore. 8 years ago, I was going to counseling with someone that I thought was strong, someone I could trust. Sessions went very well. I thought I was doing good. And there was a session that didn't work. When I was down and vulnerable, he took advantage of me. It was rape. How I have been touched, I didn't like. It drives me crazy when my kids want affection. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel as though I don't want to touch them inappropriately. I wouldn't. So if I don't touch somebody, they're not going to feel the pain like I feel. I don't want them to feel the pain I do. I'm protecting them from me.
Things have happened to you that have changed who you are. True?
Yes.
Now things are happening to your children that are changing who they are, right?
Correct.
Tell me how you think they respond, how you think they accommodate to this when they reach for you and you tell them, don't touch me, get away, I want no part of you. I don't want you
I get a lot
here.
of mixed feelings. Because there are some days that I'll take one of them and love them and brush their hair, but it's a lot of mixed feelings. And they're at the age where I was when I was 5 and 6, and I hope it never happens to them. So if they're not in my care, it's not going to happen.
What do you mean by that?
I won't have to see anything bad happen to them. If they're not in my care, I'm not going to see them be touched inappropriately or get raped or taken. It won't be my fault.
Which is why you've said, I think these kids would be better off without me.
Yes. They deserve a mother who loves them, who wants to wrap their arms around them and paint their toenails and brush their hair and take them to sporting events.
Do you love them?
Today, no, because I don't love myself.
Is it having an effect on the children?
Yes. They're out of control.
2 of the children have been abusive with the cat.
You might say it's abusive.
They wrapped a cord around its neck and stuffed it in a cooler.
No, they put the dog's collar on the cat's, or the dog's chain on the cat's collar. And then before we left, they had put it into the cooler.
Well, let's hear what you said about it.
We have a cat. They wrapped the dog's leash around the cat's body. The last time they did it, they wrapped it up and stuck it in an ice chest with the lid on. That didn't surprise me, but at the same time, I was very angry because I don't know where they get that it's okay to hurt an animal.
So you poo-poo it, you're concerned about it.
I'm concerned about it.
And you just put, no, it wasn't that big a deal?
To me, no, it wasn't that big a deal. They've destroyed a lot more than that.
They may have destroyed a lot more than that, but that is a living, breathing organism.
Right.
And you also have a duty to protect this animal. And if that means you need to get this animal out of the house and find it another home, then you do that. But you don't leave an animal there for children to abuse. That is absolutely, unequivocally unacceptable. The animal is helpless to protect itself from these children, just as these children are helpless to protect themselves from you.
Correct.
So we have a domino effect here going on, and it's kind of like I'm the only one that sees the far-reaching nature of what's going on here. I feel like I need to sound an alarm and say you've got to have an urgent awareness here about what's going on.
Something's got to happen. Something needs to change. Something, I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen. That's why I'm here. I don't know what discipline. I don't know what love. I don't know what to do with these kids.